Evan Lazar here for CLNS Media, where the Patriots have just wrapped up day 5 of training camp down here at Gillette Stadium, and there are two players as we head into the padded practices of training camp, the real evaluation period that set themselves up for a strong push to make the 53-man roster and potentially carve out roles on game day. The first one being wide receiver Kristian Wilkerson, who's had a great start to camp. Wilkerson, when you speak to people that are out west during those Patriots players-only practices and the ones here locally in New England, a lot of conversation about number 17 Kristian Wilkerson, and he has certainly put on a show here in training camp through 5 practices with dynamic route running, good explosiveness off the line of scrimmage, and very good separation ability at the top of the route. Here at Monday's practice, he ran a route against Jalen Mills on the outside, a comebacker, deep comebacker along the right sideline that dropped Mills to the ground. Wilkerson's cut at the top of the route was so fierce that Mills lost his footing and slipped on the turf and fell to the ground. Those are the types of breaks that you see from Kristian Wilkerson on a regular basis, and in the red zone, he has found a way to get open inside because of that quickness and because of that dynamic route running ability. Coming out of college as a UDFA, Wilkerson tested in the 99th percentile at his pro day. This is a very good athlete, a very crisp route runner, and somebody that is starting to come on strongly at the wide receiver position here for the Patriots. He has also worked closely with special teams captain Matthew Slater to try to carve out a role in the kicking game as well, which will definitely help him make this team. So there is a chance, I would say right now, based off of the way that practice has unfolded and what we've seen of the depth chart based on reps, that Kristian Wilkerson could be your wide receiver 4 or potentially your wide receiver 5, depending on what happens with N'Keal Harry and that trade request this offseason and what happens with him towards the end of camp. Harry is not on this team. I think Wilkerson's going to have a role on game day for the Patriots. In terms of the other side of the ball, there's another player or two that has stood out through 5 practices that I think is going to make this team, and that is linebacker Raekwon McMillan. And Bill Belichick was asked about McMillan this morning and had great things to say about the veteran linebacker. McMillan, a former second-round pick, has a lot of talent, has a lot of ability on special teams, and so far in training camp, he has really shown out in coverage. Today, he had 2 pass breakups in team drills. He's been in the right places. He credited Kyle Van Noy with teaching him the defense and kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle of this complex Patriots defense together. And I think McMillan, as the backup Mike linebacker to Dante Hightower, is in a dead heat right now with Juwan Bentley, the incumbent backup, to maybe take that job from Bentley, or both of those players could potentially push for a roster spot as well. But Raekwon McMillan, Kristian Wilkerson, 2 guys that as the pads go on over the next couple of days and we get into the real competition part of training camp, certainly have my eye and deserve your eye as well. For the rest of our coverage down here at training camp, please check out our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass, and as always, you can read my notebooks on clnsmedia.com with plenty of more takes and coverage on the training camp practices so far. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media. Thanks for watching.